Hello, my name is Calibos, the only boss with one S. Mubarak Karim to all our Muslim brothers and sisters around the world. And also a happy new month to all of you from Tap Tap Send in the whole Riase. As you already know, Tap Tap Send remains to be your number one, numero uno money transfer app you can ever find in the whole world. All you have to do is to go onto Google Play Store or App Store and download Tap Tap Send. The name is what? Tap Tap Send. Now, the testimonies from people is overwhelming. Everybody is giving the good testimony about Tap Tap Send because I've used it before and I understand how reliable, secure, and fast the app is. You, if you like, put it to a test and you'll see. So, what are you waiting for? Download Tap Tap Send now. Keep on sending the money to the loved ones and your family and let them appreciate you more. Remember the name. It's Tap Tap Send. Hey.
Tap Tap Send. Send more, spend less.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Check it. Push sugar level for check it. Check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Up inside the studios of Sammy Flex TV, my name is Roland Amate. Big thanks to Currency. This is Sammy Flex Speaks. You know how we do it. Ghana's #1 entertainment platform, Sammy Flex TV, is right here to serve you and to give you the best of education. So if you're watching, thanks for watching. Spare some 15-20 minutes and we'll do justice to one big conversation on our table. Don't forget to also subscribe and also tell people about Sammy Flex TV. And big thanks as well to Richie, who is also the editor and director of this particular content. As promised, we are here to talk about the big conversation, and it is about, some people are describing it as David Goliath kind of fight. David Goliath, because some say Drake, no see Obrafuor, but Obrafuor is see Drake. You think it's like that. To do that discussion with me is the big man himself, Olua, Sammy Flex.
Ajumaba. Ajumaba say there.
Sikaba.
Oh, Sikama, sir.
Sikaba.
We are hoping for money to come.
Okay.
But money has not come yet. Just that if you do our things well, money will come.
We agree.
Ajuma enaba. Inti o say among for say na ye juma. Na omugusu ye juma. And shout out to Van Dako. Ojina me so WhatsApp gidi they sending him abasa. I was sending him. I say, Sammy, what do you think? I say, wait. What I think is about to come up based on questions from Ro. So Ro, time no day.
Okay, so we are moving straight. So the whole story is about Obrafuor, our legendary hip life rapper. Obrafuor suing Drake, America's Drake, or American Canadian Drake.
Okay. For
using or sampling a line in his Oyohene song.
Okay.
And Drake had to use that song also on his project. And Obrafuor could quite parasite baby kikano. In fact, 10 million, boom! I said the baby kikano, and only 10 million, boom, on Drake. And in fact, this particular story has gained headlines. When you go on our social, especially on Twitter, they are trending from Obrafuor to Drake to the line in question, that is kill a cat. Some people are saying it's kill a cat. Some people are saying it's kill a cop. Some people are also saying it's kill a cat.
Kill a cat. But now, I think Mantse himself has given us the correct meaning.
Okay.
Mantse says it is kill a cat, not kill a cat or kill a cop. Mantse himself knows it is Killer Cat, and that's what we...
When this particular story was introduced on our socials, so many people are running commentaries. Some are even heaping praises on Obrafuor because to them, this particular thing there, we've already won the Ekojiska. But then, out of the blue, the person that was featured on that particular record that made this particular statement is also out talking, in fact, series of tweets, a whole thread. And some of them I will read to you.
Okay.
So one says, hello, Robert Fruitlaw. That is the handle that tweeted.
Yeah, that's the law firm.
The law firm that introduced the whole story. Says the intellectual property, more specifically, the Killer Cat sound, which was sampled by Drake in the track Calling My Name, belongs to Mantse Ayikwe and not to Obrafuor. The next one says, Drake. This one was tagged to Drake.
Okay.
It says, my lawyer, Kofi Bentel, Esquire of Legs Praxis Incorporated, and he added the email address or tagged them, said, who is pursuing this matter has informed me of a lawsuit against you solely in the name of Obrafuor. The next one says, Drake, I, Mantse Ayikwe, maintain my intellectual property rights and claim over all my artistic works, including the Killer Cat sound you sampled off or your Hene remix used on Obrafuor's album. The next one says, Drake, rights to the said Killer Cat sound were never relinquished to Obrafuor and was used by Edward Nana Poku Osei, aka Hammer, producer of Obrafuor's album, on the Obrafuor song, as he did with others. The next one says, hello, Drake. Just
back to back. Back to back.
The intellectual property, more specifically the Killer Cat Black. Okay, I think I've read this one. The fifth one says, Drake, I wish to convey firmly as the owner of the right and request that you consult my lawyer, Kofi Bentel, before you take any steps regarding claims of compensation for the use of the intellectual property of Mantse Ayikwe. You'll be notified. Okay, the fourth one, the sixth one says, this is to confirm I, Mantse Ayikwe, insist that although Obrafuor has interest in the matter, he is not the owner of the right and cannot assert it. Definitely not alone or make any demands for sole compensation for its use. For the record, Obrafuor filed a lawsuit to lay claim to my intellectual property without notification. Mike, I expect you to tell the truth about this matter or I will. And this particular one is addressed to Obrafuor.
Okay.
Mike at Obrafuor, please tell your coons. Your coons, I have been trying to get you to meet my lawyers since Drake released that song. You cannot claim compensation on my intellectual property that you also didn't pay for. You can revert to what I suggested last year and keep it moving. And the last one says, hi, Mike at Obrafuor. I am disappointed at your actions. Would be good to tell the public the truth about this matter, or I will be forced to lay out how you've never paid a dime for any of my works on your songs over the last 20 years.
So these are some revelations from Mantse Ayikwe. Are you also aware that he is the founder of Chalewote?
Yes, Chalewote Festival. That is Accra.org.
Yes, I know they have suffered some issues in the last years.
Of course.
Chalewote has really suffered some issues. Exactly. He was even accused of some rape. There were some rape allegations on him some time ago, and I know all those things are being resolved here and there. First of all, my initial remark will be, do I support Obrafuor in the lawsuit? Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do support Obrafuor in the lawsuit. In this world, the law courts or the legal areas came to help all of us, to protect all of us. If we don't have all these legal instruments, I'm sure people will just be trampling over us because of their strength, because of the fact that they have power that we don't have. So yes, I surely agree that Obrafuor should follow this case up. Now, point two, with the way they... Okay, let me do this before I come to Mantse. Listening to the proceedings or following the proceedings, where Team Drake wrote to Obrafuor and his people 2 consecutive times without response. In fact, as much as I'm closer to some people in Obrafuor's camp, I think that was highly unprofessional. And let me tell you why I think it is highly unprofessional. Those who have followed me know my story of Sammy Flex TV and Beyonce's Beehive. Is it Beehive? Yes, something I'll confirm.
Beehive in the table.
Beehive, yes, Beehive in the table. That is their record. There is another Beehive in Ghana. That's why.
Okay.
The former, this lady, my Davi Diva.
Felinuna.
Yeah, Felinuna was on a record label in Ghana called Beehive.
Okay.
That's where my confusion came from. So one, that particular act, I don't condone it.
As in not responding.
Not responding. So many people do it to business and it hurts. We are here. We will be looking for information. You call an artist manager, an artist publicist, an artist PRO, and they will never be forthcoming.
I'll get
Sometimes you even want to book an artist for a show. You call, I'll get back to you, and they will not get back to you. So that thing, to me, it is really painful. So if really there were attempts from Team Drake to get back to Obrafuor and for this business to have continued and they did not, that one also, as much as I am happy that they are suing, as much as I support their lawsuit, I'm not in support of that action. That action really, I'm not in support of it. It doesn't speak well of Team Obrafuor. It means they are not paying attention to details when it comes to their business. When someone is following this and the person sees that thing to start with, the person will not take it serious. Let's all be honest.
Okay.
If the person, so really they reached out twice. You did not say yes or no in all 2 occasions.
No response.
Nobody will take it serious. As a matter of fact, I know this will be hard to say, but let's put it out like that for everyone to know that no one will take you serious. Now, let's put all aside and maybe you can start reading Mantse's tweet one after the other. Let me do some quick reviews. We are not going to spend so much time on this.
Okay, so
because of trouble, we know what is happening already.
It says,
what was the first tweet from him?
Says
the one that he quoted the lawyer or the law firm.
So he said the intellectual property, more specifically the Killer Cat sound, which was sampled by Drake in the track Calling My Name, belongs to Mantse Ayikwe and not to Obrafuor.
Okay, so point 1. So you'll be reading them one after the other like that. If really, Obrafuor and his team, including his lawyers, started this legal suit without consulting Mantse Ayikwe and Hammer, who is the producer of the song, then once again, they also did not do something right. And I'm saying if, because we don't know if they consulted them or not. That's why I started with if. So if they really started this legal pursuit and they did not consult Mantse Ayikwe and Hammer, then it means they did not do it right. Because one, should Obrafuor even win this case, whatever proceeds that will come out of it, they have a share in it.
Okay.
Because it was someone's voice. Someone also produced it. We might not have all the details of the agreement in the recording. But no matter what, if they win, they should have a share in there. And again, even the idea to sue Krano, they should have been informed that, guys, you did this for me. And I'm going to follow up on this. So I want everybody to also be aware. Be on standby.
So you
might even be called in as witnesses and all.
Right.
But you did not tell them. That was not right. So if Mantse is talking about it, it is also a good point. Tweet number 2.
Drake, my lawyer Kofi Bentel, Esquire of Lex Process Incorporated, who is pursuing this matter, has informed me of a lawsuit against you solely in the name of Obrafuor. I, Mantse Ayikwe, maintain my intellectual property rights and claim over all my artistic works, including the Killer Cat sound you sampled off Oyohene remixed and used on Obrafuor's album.
Or if they had hinted Mantse Ayikwe and maybe Hammer, we wouldn't have gotten here. Now, the only person we are waiting to get his opinion is Hammer. Whether Hammer was also in the know or he was not. If Hammer was also not in the know, then it will mean something else. Hammer has not spoken. I've been searching online, searching all his handles to see what he has also said. But it looks like, I know, you know Hammer. Hammer is a soft-spoken type.
Of course.
When you call him right now, he says, oh, Sammy, that kind of thing. But I know at all costs, Hammer will make a public statement, either through interviews or maybe he would have to write a statement on its own to address this. So once again, it is because they don't know. And if they don't know, they'll be surprised.
So with
So
Hammer,
this surprise factor, it is normal.
with Hammer, he says, Drake, right to the said Killer Cat sound were never relinquished to Obrafuor and was used by Edward Nana Opoku say, aka Hammer,
Good.
producer of Obrafuor's album on Obrafuor's song, as he did with others.
So it means that Obrafuor got that particular tune from Hammer. So it means Mantse did not even do that thing for Obrafuor himself. He did it for Hammer as the producer. So that anytime Hammer is doing his beat, he can put that in. Killer cat.
Killer
Yeah,
cat.
killer cat. Yo.
To say, I will be Killer Cat.
Killer cat blood.
This one says, hello Drake, the intellectual property, more specifically the Killer Cat sound, which was sampled in your song Calling My Name, belongs to me, Mantse Ayikwe, and not to Obrafuor.
So once again, it is like someone doing a voiceover for another person.
Okay.
So Mantse Ayikwe was not featured on the song as an artist. And once again, let's get this right.
Of course.
If Mantse Ayikwe was featured on the song as an artist, then we can say, okay, maybe agreement was that he was paid off or we signed some split sheet and he is taking his thing. He did not say anything about that. It means he also did it for Hammer for whatever disagreement or negotiations.
Maybe it can be part of Hammer's production.
Exactly. So that's why if you are using that to make claims anywhere, he should be involved.
Of course.
If you are using just that portion, and unfortunately, in this whole legal suit we are
particular.
it is just that portion, which is the case of contention, or is the case in contention now. So no matter what, he should have also been asked, or his view should have been asked before going for this.
He says, Drake, I wish to convey firmly as owner of the rights and request that you consult my lawyer, Kofi Bentel, before you take any steps regarding claims of compensation for the use of the intellectual property of Mantse Ayikwe. You've been notified. This is to confirm I, Mantse Ayikwe, insist that although Obrafuor has interest in the matter, he is not the owner of the right and cannot assert it, definitely not alone, or make any demands for sole compensation for its use.
Well, so once again, he is making it clear that to him, he still sees himself as the intellectual property owner of that particular Killer Cat blood statement. He sees it as his own thing, and that nobody can lay claim to it without his knowledge. And can you blame him for this?
No.
Or once again, until Hammer comes to declare, give us the fresh information, the fine details of this. Do you know there are so many? I don't know if you are done reading the tweet.
It's left with about 2. The one that about 3. The one that Mantse was calling on Obrafuor to come and tell the public the truth.
Okay.
So it says, for the record, Obrafuor filed a lawsuit to lay claims to my intellectual property without notification. Mike, I expect you to tell the truth about this matter, or I will.
So the truth, I'm sure, is what he's spoken about, that Obrafuor never paid him for the past 20
and
years.
he doesn't
or
own the
years.
right.
So I'm sure that is what he was calling Obrafuor to say. That come out to say, you did not even pay me for what I did for you. And that you don't even own the right to that particular voice.
Okay.
And I think that will be all. I'm seeing on social media that people are showing disappointment in Mantse Ayikwe.
How?
Yes, so even Headless YouTuber has tweeted something. And Richie Flex just showed it to me. Where Headless is saying that after 20 years, he didn't speak of owning the sample. Almost a year after Drake used the sample, he never said anything till today. Kobe Bini.
Black man.
I said, almost a year after Drake used the sample, he never said anything till today. Kobe Bini. Well, I'm not too sure if this is to Obrafuor or is to
this is to Mantse. Clear. This is to Mantse.
Oh,
because
sure?
no, Mantse is the one laying claims to what Obrafuor is suing somebody for.
Okay.
So if after so many years, over 20 years, you've never come out to come and challenge Obrafuor, and Obrafuor has been performing with the song, has been doing so many things with the song, and now that you hear $10 million there, you come up throwing salvos left, right,
so Headless is shaming what Mantse?
Mantse, definitely.
Why would he shame him now? Yes, because everything that has been going on has been behind doors. He has not rushed to put it out until this came up. So obviously, if it has come out, now is the right time for him to also talk about it. Because it looks like maybe he might be having his issues with Obrafuor behind the scenes, looking at how he's going about it. Because if they were cool, do you think he'll be going out?
No.
So I want to believe that they are having their issues already. Now, to end it, Ashamodi is also not happy with Obrafuor.
Of course. So I have her post here.
Okay, you can read it.
So she posted, that is a story captured on My Joy Online with the caption, concert party, added laughing emojis. Obrafuor, make sure you pay me back all the money I, Ashamodi, invested in your album 13 years ago before you sue someone. Why? Nature will catch up with you, wallahi. And he added, Ofui, see you suing someone. I cursed you. You will not have no peace until you come out and tell the world the truth about how I invested in your Kasiebo album. Adekum Kofi was your manager at that time, and he was the main reason why I invested all that money in your project. You will be suing people, sir, to feed until you pay me back my money, or you will tell the world the truth. Karma and nature will catch up with you.
So, Obrafuor and Ashamodi, their case there, in the center, because oh yes, this case, I was in the middle of this whole case.
Obrafuor Ashamodi.
Yes.
And your bread.
Sorry. I was in the middle of this whole case. I broke it on radio at that time. Crampo, me, I was served a caution from Obrafuor's lawyers at the time.
Sir?
Oh, what day? I was served a caution from Obrafuor's lawyers at the time that I should never
talk about
that story again. So Ashamodi is also, and not long ago, Ashamodi was on Delay Show.
Okay.
And once again, she talked about these things. Again, Obrafuor's lawyers served Ashamodi.
Okay.
They served Delay as well. I don't know how that issue ended. Okay. Whether it was settled out of court or maybe they are still going to court about it. I don't know. So I'm shocked Ashamodi is still throwing salvos, despite she being served at the time for not handling this issue well.
Okay.
So the coming days will be interesting. Now, we will leave this year and wait in the coming days what Obrafuor will say in relation to what Mantse allegations are and what Hammer will also say in relation to Mantse's allegation. Interesting times ahead. But I am still for the legal suit, but Obrafuor and his people should do things right, so it doesn't turn against them. Because now social media is really interesting. People have now turned their barrels against Obrafuor that, so you never paid someone 20 years ago and you there. Then take your thing 1 year pay. You're going to see.
But I don't know, before you wrap up, with what even Headless came to post about Mantse, do you think Mantse should have handled this behind the scenes rather than coming to say
simple,
some of these things on social media?
Mantse is having issues with Obrafuor.
That is behind the scenes.
Yes.
He has issues with
issues with Obrafuor because if like me and you are even fighting for something for yourself that I know, but this thing Roland is fighting for, the things that be my own. I won't go out first.
Okay.
I'll call you. Charlie, but what's up? What they happen? Then you can tell Charlie that people then fool. I won't take money. Charlie, then make you all go chop. I'm sure it's a business some of us we do sometimes.
Yeah.
But the moment I ignore you and I go out there all guns blazing, then it means you cry no, me and you, there's a problem. And I want to believe between Obrafuor and Mantse, all is not wrong. That's why he'll go out and not go to Obrafuor. And again, maybe he's pained that you meet and you will be cool.
We did.
The things that it belong to the two of us.
It is about us.
So why do you alone go out there seeking to chop without telling me? So in this case, he sees you as a greedy person. You want to chop alone. Until now, say, no, any fine, sir. That's no senior opportunity. obekwa bonte anaso no ye fine puna oka nti wo kra nti ade no kra kama bonte kama nti na kasika no kra ba ya
nka waje ashe ho
you come out and fire you same way.
Obrafuor in one of his songs says, "Udi kan court wa na udi." That means first to court no means say you win.
And the ampa.
We are here. I'm not doing film. We are waiting for the end of this particular case. Like he said, this is a very interesting case and it is a learning curve for the whole industry. And this is an international case. Like Ghana, like heavy and somewhere. Heavy and somewhere. So stay with us on Sammy Flex TV. As at when it drops, we will be here to give you the big conversation and the big information. My name is Roland Amate. Thanks for sticking with us. Don't forget to subscribe and also tell people about Sammy Flex TV. Big thanks to Currency, who is on camera, Richie Flex, editor and director of this particular content. We will meet on the next episode. Stay safe.